Hello everyone, it's me Anthony Coach on YouTube yet again. And if you're watching this video, chances are you want to learn how to do some sweeps. And sweeps are a notoriously difficult skill to master on the guitar. So I've taken it upon myself to come up with a really accessible 2-string sweep pattern, which I think is going to be quite easy for you to master. So stick around and watch the rest of the video to find out how to play the thing that I'm going to show you how to play. Are you a guitar player? Do you want to get better at playing guitar? Do you want free videos from an experienced guitar teacher? If so, then subscribe to my channel. You'll find loads and loads of videos on it. Sweep picking. Sweep picking, this technique where you kind of play through some strings in one nice simple smooth motion. Usually an arpeggio, doesn't have to be. Kind of a really tricky shred technique. Chances are if you're watching this video you have heard some insane sweep pick licks. This is not going to be that insane though, it's going to be a little bit insane. Going to be some 2-string sweeps, some nice easy beginner sweep patterns for you. And if you're watching this video and you're trying it step by step with me, with your guitar on your lap, I don't want you to rush anything. Sweep picking, you've got to be patient. It's not to be rushed, it just ends up sounding sloppy. So don't rush, especially this first bit that I'm going to show you. Because I'm going to show you the shape in the key of D major, because why not? D major is as good a key as any other. And I want you to use finger number 2 and play fret 15 on the B string. Exactly like that, with a downstroke. But this is the really important thing. Let the plectrum fall onto the first string. And that is the main technique when it comes to sweep picking. And it goes by loads of different names. If you've watched loads of other videos or if you've heard of sweep picking, you'll hear people talk about maybe economy picking or playing through the strings or even strumming or a paintbrush, letting your plectrum become a paintbrush. It doesn't matter what the terminology is that you've heard, it's the same across the board. Sweep picking is about going through the strings in one clean motion. So the first step is to just get used to playing a note and allowing your plectrum to rest on the next string. Because that gets you prepared for what comes next, which is finger number 1 plays fret 14 on string 1. And there's a little bit of stuff going on there. It's not, you know, as plain sailing as it sounds when I say it. Because what I'm doing there is I'm making sure that the notes don't bleed into one another. I'm making sure that I'm not going... You can hear the clash. It sounds really weird. It's like the note is going ba, and then over the top of that note, the new note is playing, and that little middle ground there, when the two notes are playing together, that's called bleed. And guitarists, unless we want a crazy effect, we hate bleed. We need to make sure that it goes bam, bam, and let the notes have 2 very definite beginning and endings without joining up. So the first thing that you can practice is this coordination. What I'm doing is, the second finger is I'm taking that up from the first note that I play. Because if I leave it down, bleed central. Lifting it up cleans up your playing. Do this from day 1, and in weeks to come, your sweeps are going to be super, super clean. But it takes patience. Don't rush. Do not rush. This is worthwhile practice. And you know what? We're halfway through. There's only 4 different notes in this arpeggio that I'm showing you. We're going to play the top one with your little finger on fret 17. Picking hand, it's an upstroke. So you go down, down, up. Although, as I'm demonstrating that, I shouldn't be going down, down, like that. You know, we want this very smooth motion, so it should be down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. And that in itself would, you know, Yngwie Malmsteen would play sweep arpeggios in that way. But I would have to sit and practice those to get those up to any kind of speed. Yes, very slow. Watch some Yngwie Malmsteen videos and listen to his songs if you want to hear how fast you can get that. But the one that we're looking at today, I find a lot easier than that one. It's a slight variation. They're the notes that we've got. All I'm going to do is a pull off with my little finger to finger 1, which is already on fret 15 of the first string. That never comes off throughout the entire sweep. And I like to do that. That pull off gives me a little bit of extra time to get my plectrum back over to the top to just repeat the whole thing again, because that's it. This is the whole thing. Got 4 different notes, goes like this. And that's all there is to it. The main thing is that your plectrum is going through those first 2 notes. And that fingers 1 and 2 are coordinating to get rid of unnecessary bleed. Don't want sloppy sweeps. No one wants sloppy sweeps. When you get comfortable with it and you get it under your fingers, the remainder of the practice is just the pure repetition. Ideally with a metronome, but essentially just playing it over and over and over and
over and over and over and over and over and over and over and over and over and
over again until you're sick to the back teeth of it. But at the end of that practicing and that repetition, you're gonna have some really blisteringly fast arpeggio licks. And the two strings is where it begins, because all that comes from that is the 3-string sweep, then the 4-string sweep, then the 5, then the 6. And before you know it, you'll be doing loads of position shifts, but it starts here. And if you start at this 2-string sweep and you make sure that you coordinate everything so it's super clean, the moment that you increase the tempo, they're going to sound flawless, because at upper tempos, shred can sound really, really sloppy. And any person who plays 10 billion times faster than I ever will, they'll all tell you that in order to get really good at playing fast, you've got to be incredible at playing slowly and cleanly. And do you know what? That is all there is to it. It's just a major triad sweep. Just going ba-da-da-na-na-na-na. Musically, it's rather simple. Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Slow, you would rarely find use for that kind of melody in a song. It's a bit boring, but ramp up the speed and play it in different areas of the neck, and you've got a really blisteringly fast, cool sounding, versatile lick. And if you've got that and you've played it and you've mastered it, try the minor version, where all you do is move the 2nd note back a fret. So that's fret 15 as normal, then fret 13 with finger 1, then fret 17 with your little finger, with the pull off back. And it's just as effective as its major brother. And then eventually you can just move them up and down the neck, as long as you stay intervallic to the key that you're in. And then the real fun starts when you just start messing around with the notes and not sticking so close to the triad, and using extensions and other, inversions of those same 3 notes. Anyway, that's all really that I've got time for, and it's all really that I need to tell you, because it's such an easy concept, difficult to master though, so stick with it. So I hope this video was helpful to you. If it was, let me know in the comments. If it wasn't helpful, still let me know. I do like those troll comments. But that's all I've got time for. So I've been Anthony Couch, and you've been incredible for watching. Thank you very much.